Two of the top programs in the conference, but also two of the top in the country. Tradition-rich programs, both with over 1,000 wins, set to play today. Carla Fountain, Jody Cantrell, Travis Jones, our three officials. We are underway here in Diddle Arena. The blue-clad Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee with the basketball. Courtney Blakely will run the point for them. They're in their blue, and WKU in the red today. So we're seeing the two-team colors, no white uniforms at all for WKU. And it's Scott with the first look. It's no good, it's tipped out. Blue Raiders will keep it. That'll be a key today. Can Western Kentucky keep Middle Tennessee off the offensive boards all the way through? Blakely with the layup, and the Blue Raiders strike first.
Yeah, you're right. WKU has struggled mightily this year on the boards. At one time, they rebounded about 10 or more, 5 straight, but the last 2 games, they found something out, rebounding their last 2 opponents.
5 straight wins in this series for the Blue Raiders. And WKU wanted to get off to a good start, and they hit their first look. Josie Gilvin will miss it. Not going to get too many looks offensive rebound-wise. Middle Tennessee will rip it and go, and then they'll get into their sets as we see their typical starting 5. The 3 guards, Blakely, Jalen Gregory, Tamia Scott, who tries a jumper off the mark. Enrique gets the rebound, and then Anastasia Boldareva, who we highlighted at the top, the starting 5 for Rick Ensel. And Scott goes to work down at the right block and will pick up the first foul of the game.
Yeah, offensive rebounds are just absolutely killers, and traditionally Middle Tennessee, especially with their size, has been an outstanding rebounding team. Not quite as much this year. I know Coach Ensel's been a little disappointed in the rebounding, but so far they've got 2 offensive rebounds in their first 2 possessions.
Destiny Salary picks up the foul, the first of the game. And Scott to the free throw strike.
You're talking about a good player. To me, it's Scott. 15 points, 6.5 rebounds, coming off a double-double against Jacksonville State, her 3rd double-double of the year.
Out of Clarksville, Tennessee. A former Viking at Northwest High School in Clarksville, the starting 5 for WKU. It's the usual lineup we're accustomed to. Alexis Mead, Destiny Salary, Acacia Hayes, Gilvin, and Sophia Telegdi will have a big role today. Ball poked free. Here's a steal. Blue Raiders on the move, running up the court at right sideline is Jalen Gregory. Gets it to the point guard, Blakely. Now middle in their half-court set. The traditional sets, instead of the 5 out, they will play inside and come out with it. The ball tipped out. It'll stay with MTSU.
Yeah, Middle Tennessee is old school. Most teams today basically play 4 guards and a post. They are old school, 2 post players, traditional post players, run a lot of ball screens and a lot of high-low as well.
4-0 start for the Blue Raiders. Scott not bashful at all. 3 from the left corner, off the mark. Rebound, tracked down. Boldareva on the attack, in the paint, put up, left it short. Blakely, ball tipped out, and we're going to stay here on a foul. Looks like Telegdi's going to pick this one up, as Enrique going hard to the offensive glass.
That is on Telegdi, and Telegdi, you see right here, it's going to be on the box out right here at the very, very end. A little bump, you can barely see that.
Baseline out of bounds, out to Scott, and Middle Tennessee will reset it. As you might expect, picked first in Conference USA, as they have won 4 in a row. Started conference play 4-0 this season. Quick 3, and it's blocked. Saved back in bounds. Enrique to beat the shot clock. Missed the 3. Long rebound. Nobody there for WKU, and it's tracked down by Gregory.
That was a great hustle play by Gilvin, getting a block on Gregory, but still, WKU cannot get a rebound.
Now Gregory, the sharpshooter, sets up Scott, their leading scorer on the season. Lob it in at 6'7". You can do that. Laid it up and in. Boldareva.
Yeah, not much you can do about that. WKU switched to a 2-3 zone, and pretty easy entry pass that time to Boldareva.
6-0 start for the visitors. WKU needs a bucket in a big way.
Yeah, you don't want to get behind Middle Tennessee. They are so hard to score against, and that's going to be the first free throw attempt. It's going to be a foul on Scott that time on Salary's drive, but Middle Tennessee, both teams are really, really good defensive. Right here is the drive by Salary, and that see Scott came down right there on her arm. Both teams are really good defensively. They just play it differently. Middle Tennessee's more of a half-court team. They deny wings. They got the 6'7" kid in the inside, and they only average. They only give up like 50 points a game. They have not given up more than 50 so far in the 4 conference games. WKU is more full court, They like the forced turnovers. They force 22 a game. They're 17th in the country in steals, so they both are good defensively. They just do it in different ways.
Salary will miss them both. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. 6-0, Middle Tennessee with the lead. As they get the play call from Courtney Blakely, who transferred out of Middle, played 1 year at Arizona, and she's right back. You rarely see that in this day and age of the portal. You see a lot of transferring, but players not coming back to their previous school.
That tells you she liked it.
She did, and they love having her back. Boulder Rava at the post, missed one, goes back to get it, put it up and in. Kalegde's got a tough assignment today going against Anastasia. When she misses her own shot, she gets the offensive rebound and sticks it back in. And we are going to head to a break. 8-0 start. MTSU on the road, rolling here early against WKU. We'll return to Diddle Arena after this on ESPN+. What a start for Rick Insel's Blue Raiders. 8-0 start. John, you know you're pretty good when you're in 8 different halls of fame. He's impressive.
That's exactly right. You know, he got his start with high school and extremely successful in Tennessee, and then moved up through the ranks, and it's just been great at 20th year at Middle Tennessee, 475 wins.
There's his counterpart, Greg Collins, who's got 3 wins in this series against the Blue Raiders. He'd love one. He's going to have to do it coming from behind today after a dominant start by the Blue Raiders, especially on the backboard. All 8 of their points, second chance points. WKU just 0 for 2 to start play, and will get a foul on Enrique.
Well, just an amazing start from Middle. 10-0 in rebounds right there. Destiny Salary has caused 2 fouls on her drives. That's probably the brightest spot so far for the Lady Toppers.
Missed those 2 free throws earlier. Kalegde's been playing well. Now Hayes will swing it. Gilvin just 4 on the timer, will launch the 3. It's off the mark. Salary, though, an offensive rebound for WKU. Hayes, her try from 3, way off the mark. It's out of bounds, and it'll go back to the Blue Raiders.
Well, we talked before the game, and I said 55. I thought WKU had to at least score 55 to have a chance, and then you reminded me Middle Tennessee is 0-5 when they've given up 60 or more. So, so maybe it's 60 is the number, but they are hard to score against.
Turnover, Salary knocks it away. This is where WKU can get back in the game if they can turn them over and maybe beat them in transition, but the Blue Raiders do get back. Kalegde's 3, left corner, good. Big shot to get WKU on the board.
Yes, she is really, really improved as the year goes on. She's coming off a double-double, 12 and 12, and is a really good 3-point shooter. Started off terrible, but her numbers have really improved.
Backed away, left wide open as Blakely misses the 15-footer, but again, another offensive rebound.
WKU player ran to the rim rather than run to the player to block out.
Gilvin with the tough assignment on the ever-elusive Scott. He's got all kinds of moves. Now Blakely will work on the crossover against Meade off the window and put it in.
Those are 2 really good point guards, too. Really good point guards.
She's got 4. Boulder Rava has 4. 8 of the 10 for the Blue Raiders. Kick it back out. Hayes missed that first 3 badly. This time puts it on the bounce, puts it in the rim, and through the net.
I like the 2-footed runner that time. Came to the lane, slowed down a little bit and made the shot. It was not an easy shot. Close, but not easy.
Hayes, of course, hails from the hometown of the Blue Raiders, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Had a monster game against this club back a few years ago, 31-point game back in 2023. It might take that kind of performance today for Western to get a win.
I agree.
Here's Blakely, ball knocked free, turnover, reach-in foul on Boulder Rava. And if you're Rick Insel, you hate to see your post player on a reach-in that far from the rim, but you'll take the foul.
It's turnover number 2 for WKU, and that was called by Lexi Meade. That was a reach, and you're correct. You don't like to see a post player get a foul that far away, but that was a good call, obvious call.
Savannah Davis has checked in. The blue out there, jersey number 14. Very talented young player. 2-time Mr. Basketball Tennessee. Hayes slips in the back door, lays it in.
Nice little run since the timeout by Coach Collins. Thought that was a really good timeout. 7-2 since that time, WKU.
If anything, it just settled the team down. Scott will swing it. Davis fumbled it for a moment, recovers. Now back to Gregory. Always play up on Jalen. Gregory is a lethal shooter. Shot clock down to 5. Gregory on the bounce. The runner off the window. Bounces out. Got her own board. And back out to Davis. Again, the offensive rebounding, killing Western Kentucky early.
Almost every point in fact, all 10 points, I believe, have come off offensive rebounds. Maybe 8 out of the 10.
So that foul on Telegdi, that's her first.
Yes.
As that earlier foul was on Gilvin. So Telegdi with just 1, Gilvin with 1, and Salary with 1 for WKU.
WKU switched to a 2-3 zone. The problem with the zone is it's hard sometimes to block out because there's not really a blockout assignment.
Scott right down Broadway, lays it in.
Tough shot in there by Scott. She is such a good player, and then a careless turnover by WKU just threw it directly out of bounds. Josie Gilvin wasn't even looking for that. Cannot afford those type of mistakes to beat a talented team like Middle Tennessee.
Turnover number 1 for the Lady Tops. Quickly back in is Blakely for Davis. As we talked about leading into this game, how both of these teams, they don't play their bench very much at all. The starters go, especially for the Blue Raiders, they go the distance.
Yeah, it's pretty unique in college basketball. All 5 starters for Middle average over 30 minutes a game.
Gilvin tries a 3 off the mark. Trying to hustle and save it, out of bounds, goes back to MTSU.
In fact, Gregory has played 40 minutes, I believe, 4 straight games.
Well, you certainly have to be in shape.
You have to be in shape, but there is certainty to that. It is, Coach Insil's an ex-high school coach, and in high school, you tend to play your better players. I never wanted to take my best players out, I'll be honest with you. I was too nervous.
Enrique,
pass.
High-low, Boulder-Rava, another layup. 6 points for the Russian.
The only way to defend that is you have to pressure the ball more, make that a difficult pass. But she has just too much size over anybody that WKU can put out there.
Kaylee Rose West is checked in, the senior out of Orlando, Florida. For WKU, sets the screen there. Salary, she tried to turn the corner, and Enrique's going to pick up the foul, and that will be number 2 on Alina.
And Destiny Salary has 3 of the 4 fouls, has caused 3 of those all on drives. So Middle Tennessee, with Enrique going out, has gotten much smaller.
Maya Pratcher is checked in. 6-foot junior out of Memphis for WKU, and a turnover. Blakely weaves through traffic, takes the bump, puts it up, won't go. And a rebound ripped down for WKU, so no harm, no foul that time.
Let them play, yep.
Now on the bounce, step through. Everything but the finish against the 6'7" Boulder-Rava. On a nice move by Pratcher. Now back to Blakely. It was an 8-0 start that led to a timeout by WKU since Western has settled down, but still trailing as they've been doubled up here early. 17-footer is pure. Scott showing the full game today, off the bounce and off the jump shot.
What makes her such a tough guard is that she can beat you anyway from 3, off the bounce, drive, and there's not a lot of players that can do that.
Thinking about that 3, trying to drive on Boulder-Rava is Pratcher. Transfer from Jackson State. Got a 14-point game against TSU. Meade all the way through. Up and good. Count the bucket and a foul.
Outstanding play. Again, that was another one. I'm a big fan of going off on both feet. I just think you get better control of it. You can see if we have the replay where she came off that screen and got into the lane. Going off 2 feet. That's one of those that's close. I think it's the right call. Gregory was stationary, but it looked like to me she kind of slid there right before Meade, after Meade had jumped up in the air. I think most block charges, if you just want to get technical, are probably blocks rather than charges. Even though officials generally like to call charges.
Yes. Completing the three-point play, the number 2 free throw shooter in the conference, Alexis Mead, the senior out of Moreno Valley, California. 6-point game. Blue Raiders with the ball, trying to make it 34 straight wins in conference. Gregory's three is good. You cannot give her any daylight. Her first bucket behind that three-point line.
She is a great shooter. 39%, but it's not like she doesn't shoot a lot. She shoots a ton of threes. 39% is prolific. She's 2 away from the Middle Tennessee record.
On the bounce into Boulder-Rava is Pratcher.
That's 2 on her.
That is 2 on Anastasia. So the 2 post players, Enrique and Boulder-Rava, each with 2.
You know, if you can, and very few teams can, if you can get Middle in foul trouble, they do not play a lot of people, and that's the correct call. There was the bump on the drive. They just, now one thing that Coach Mtsu does that most coaches don't, he will let his players play with 2 fouls in the first half. A lot of coaches, it's automatic. They come out, he lets them play. And, you know, I think if you get used to doing it, you become a smarter player.
Thatcher's been very aggressive early, misses 2 free throws. Played 1 year at Auburn, 1 year at Jackson State, out of Memphis. And she is looking for her offense since checking in.
Middle should go for the last shot. The shot clock and time are about exactly the same.
They've led all the way after the 8-0 start. Gregory, Scott, 5 on the timer. Now Gregory gets the screen, step back, a long 3 off the mark. And it goes out of bounds with .5.
Got good defense that time by WKU.
So just .5 for WKU. Gilvin launches one, didn't get it off in time, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. And this long-time rivalry, and the Blue Raiders off to a great start here on the road as they lead it by 9 here at Diddle Arena. Second quarter action is coming up from Bowling Green after we take this timeout here on ESPN+. They've got a good contingent here for Murfreesboro. John, you wonder how many are going to jump in the car as soon as this game ends, try to get back to Murfreesboro for the men's game, which is set to tip in the Murphy Center tonight at 6 o'clock between these 2 schools.
It's possible to get back, right? 100 miles. Yep, you can do it. But yeah, Middle always draws well, brings a good crowd. And this game is, even though it's 19-10, I do feel like WKU has kind of settled in a little bit, but man, they have got to solve the rebounding problem. They are getting beat 12-0 in terms of second chance points.
Yeah, 16-4, the dominance on the backboard for MTSU. WKU has forced a couple of turnovers, 5 points off turnovers. They'll swing it here. Talegni's 3 straight away, needed that to go, won't go, it's tipped out. We'll stay here.
If that's on Gregory, that would be her second, and it is. And boy, that's 3 players from Middle, 3 of their better players with 2 fouls. And that was a good look too for WKU from the 3-point line.
Jumper off the inbounds, good for Destiny Salary. Her first 2 had missed 2 free throws, had been very active drawing fouls, but finally knocks home a jump shot.
Yeah, she has been playing well. She has been double figures 6 out of the last 7, coming off a 16-point game as well in a win against Kennesaw.
Scott off the bounce, beautiful move in the paint. She'll draw the foul.
If it's on Talegni, that would be her second.
Yep, number 2 on Zofia.
You can see right here, Scott getting into the lane. That's a nice little spin, probably a bump first, and they got Talegni. And that's Talegni is somebody that's very, very important for WKU, especially against the size of Middle.
Mariami So has checked in. Three of 3 is Tamia Scott from the free throw line. Kaylee Rose West back in. So, you know, we talked about how both coaches like to stay with the starters, but the officials have dictated that today because we're seeing more of the bench players.
Yeah, 22, Jada Granum is in the game right now for Middle. She's a redshirt senior, 6'3" from Canada. And like most of Middle players, she's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's tells you a lot. And a lot of WKU players like Lexi Mead, 4 years at WKU. Hayes is 3 years. Josie Gilvin, 3. So I do think it says something about both programs in the time of transfer portal. They have a lot of players that have stayed.
West will have to stay at the scores table for the next dead ball. That was the stoppage. 21-12. Under 9 to go. We're in the second quarter. Mead finds Gilman. They left her open right there at the short corner. Missed it. Josie's had some looks at it. Most have been from 3, but missed this one. And this could be a big call.
They called that on Enrique, and that would be her 3rd. And boy, I can tell you what, I don't know about that one.
See a little bit of the hook.
A little bit. That's pretty good box out overall.
So Enrique gets 3. And again, when you start looking for ways to maybe pull off the upset, foul trouble could be it. So with it, who just checked in, jump shot off the mark. Big rebound for Blakely. And in a hurry, the Blue Raiders, they will always look to push off that rebound, see if they can get something quick in transition, then get into their half-court set. Pass stolen away. Here's Gilvin up the floor. Trying to steal it back was Blakely. Mead, the crossover, looking. Pump fake to 3. Now they'll reset it. Kaylee Rose West out there. Ariama So going with 3 of the starters. Here's the jumper. It's good. Just in front of that 3-point line, Kaylee Rose West.
Yeah, she can make shots. She's not averaging a lot. She's only played 7 games because of some eligibility issues, but she's got a nice looking jump shot, left-handed.
Now played in 8 of the last 9, and she scored in 7 of the last 8 games. High point game, a 7-point game against Kentucky Wesleyan. Here's a foul. Trying to get through that screen. Destiny Salary is going to pick up number 2.
Boy, both teams are playing so hard, and that's a good call that time. Destiny trying to get over the top of that screen, and you're going to see right here it's going to be a reach in. That is the correct call.
2 fouls on Talegdi, 2 on Salary, 3 on Enrique, and 2 each on Gregory and Boulder Ravas. We'll keep our eyes on the foul trouble all afternoon. That is going to be critical. Down the reset, Scott is a great clear-out player. 5 on the timer. All the way to the rim, and a reach-in foul. They're going to get Mead, who disagrees, but Alexis will pick up number 1.
And that was against a 2-3 zone that time. It's hard to get a split going all the way down to the lane. That's probably a mistake on WKU, and there was a little bit of wrist, a little bit of ball, but that puts Scott back on the line. That's what makes her such a tough offensive player. She can score so many different ways.
Scott 4 of 4 at the stripe today, 69% on the year, and her first miss. 8-point game for Tamia. She leads the Blue Raiders with 15 a game. Preseason All-Conference USA selection, coming off back-to-back double-doubles, and then back-to-back misses at the stripe. 21-14, Middle's led all the way. Mead's 3, right wing, missed it. Outside of Talegdi's 3, that's the only one that's gone down here early for the Lady Toppers.
And that is a big key. WKU can guard, but they have got to be able to make shots. And that was a nice flex cut that time by Middle. Give that assist to Boulder Rava.
Boulder Rava so good, looks over the defense at 6'7", finds those cutters, and Scott keeps filling it up.
But generally when teams pull off upsets, and this would be an upset, Middle has won 33 in a row in the conference, is you have to make shots, in particular 3s.
So stays with it, had it blocked twice, hoping to hear a whistle, didn't get it either time, and it'll stay with WKU. So Granum is 6'3", the redshirt senior from Canada, and you got Boulder Rava at 6'7", pretty big front line. Granum has checked out, Davis has come back in. So going to work in the post, flips it up, misses. Boulder Rava, another rebound. Now Blakely on the run, trying to set up the shooter. She will. The 3 off the mark, missed by Gregory, but rebounded by Davis. Another offensive rebound for the Blue Raiders. Davis's 3 in orbit, good.
Yeah, she's probably going to be the next good one at Middle. Her numbers are not there, but she's a prolific high school score, and she can flat play.
Hit 17 three-pointers in a high school game.
But she had 60 points in one game.
Yeah, that had to have been it that night. Could not miss. 26-14, Blue Raiders on a run, their biggest lead. Here's Davis, same spot. Missed it this time. Boulder Ravens offensive board. Back out for Blakely. Again, another second chance opportunity coming up for MTSU. All the way through on the drive. And nice job in there by So. Trying to come up with it loose on the floor. We'll get the tie up. And looks like the possession arrow is going to stay with the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, good hustle on both teams.
Well, it's easy to say, John, at the 5:39 mark before halftime, as we see this battle for that loose ball, that this is definitely the MTSU pace.
That's exactly right. And they can play either way, but as you're right, they'd like to push it, but if they don't have it, they're going to run their sets, and everything runs primarily through Boulder Raven.
And that vice grip defensively, again, they are 6th in the nation, holding their opponents to 33% shooting.
Yeah, a lot of it is the size. It's hard to shoot over, but they're also technique-wise, they deny wings, they deny a lot of things.
Beautiful. Inbound, Scott gets another bucket. She's off to the great start this afternoon. She's got 12 already, biggest lead for the Blue Raiders. WKU needs a bucket in a big way before this media break coming up. Gilvin on the bounce, trying to get through on Scott. She will, missed the shot, got her own board, and clears it back out.
Those shots that are normally easy are not quite as easy against MTSU and their size. And it's going to be an illegal screen on So.
That'll be the first foul on Mariama, transfer from UTEP.
And it does enable WKU to set up the press, and that's the other thing. If WKU, if they can make shots, they can set up pressure, full court pressure, and then in that time force the MTSU turnover. But very few teams can pressure full court if you miss shots.
Turnover number 4, and right off the inbounds.
Another illegal screen off the ball.
As we'll see Salma Kadur come in, the freshman from Egypt. Here's a look at this play a moment ago.
Well, I've seen worse, I'll just say that.
That was his second on So, the third Lady Topper with 2 fouls. Enrique has 3 for MTSU's gone to the bench. It's been the Tamia Scott show so far in this first half. She has lived up to the billing. Missed this one, and another offensive board by the 6'7" Boulder Raven. Jump shot, Blakely way off the mark. Ball deflected back out to Gregory. Jump shot for 3, missed by Scott. Finally, at 5'4", Meade rips down a defensive board. Swing it to Gilvin. They've left that shot open, and she buries it.
And she's a much improved shooter. Has not made one today, but Josie Gilvin is much improved.
What did they need that one? 28-16. 4:20 to go before halftime. The Blue Raiders have been in control from the jump circle in this one. 12 points for Scott. Averages 15 to lead the teams off to the great start. Handoff, Gregory going downhill. Missed the runner. And WKU trying to find something in transition. Gilvin almost tried the 3. Waiting on the trailer, it's missed. Followed back up, Kadur can't get it to drop. Tip back out. And it's West with the board over in the left corner. She's going to dial up the 3 and get it.
Why not? I think I gave her 2. That was like her 5th option. She looked to pass, then I'll just shoot it.
So just a 2. 4 points for her since coming in. Been very active, and here's a foul. Little embellishment out front by Blakely. Those two have had some matchups through the years.
And they both are excellent at drawing fouls, but that's number 2 on Lexi Meade. They cannot afford to lose her.
All right, we'll head to a break. Just 3:34 before halftime. Middle Tennessee leading Western Kentucky 28-18 from Diddle Arena in Bowling Green.
And a finish right there. Good post move that time. A little drop step finish. Missed it, but got her own rebound. And right here is going to be another one. Nice high-low. She's got 6 points, right here shows her versatility. Good pass and assist right there. She got 11 rebounds so far in the first half, plus 3 blocks. And I don't have any doubt she's going to be playing somewhere next year. Maybe in a, she's 6'7". I think she can play in the WNBA, but they also have a strong women's league in Russia as well. So she's got a future beyond college, I can tell you that.
Blakely hits 1 of 2.
And she is a force.
As we've seen Mackenzie Chatfield, the sophomore from New Zealand, check in red for WKU. 11-point game. Biggest lead was 14 for MTSU.
And Chatfield has played well this time, this year. She has played very little last year, but she's had 3 or 4 double-digit games, and she's more than capable of knocking down shots.
Hayes on the bounce with 5 on the timer. She knows it, senses it, can't finish with that left hand. And back the other way come the Blue Raiders.
Just got the finish.
I've been very impressed that both teams get back in transition defensively. Deep 3. Scott, heat check. She'll miss this one.
If you're going to defend Scott, I think that's probably the best thing you can do is give up the 3. Don't want to give up wide open 3s.
Gilvin banged into Boulder-Rava. They play on as she misses the runner. And back the other way is Savannah Davis, who hit a 3 a moment ago. So 2 shooters out there together. Gregory rattled out from 3, tipped out. Who will get to it? Scott tried to save it. She's out of bounds. And we might have a spill down there at that end.
It may be one of the referee's drinks. I think she knocked all over the court that time. But good hustle by both teams. Both teams are playing hard. You can tell this is a rivalry. And, of course, every time Middle goes out, there's a – I mean, they're normally going to get other teams' best effort. You know, when you win 33 in a row, and you're going to get teams' best efforts. And, of course, this is a rivalry anyway. But Middle Tennessee last year, they knocked off Louisville in the NCAA tournament. They won 30 games, and then they led LSU at LSU the next game, most of the game, and kind of just ran out of players. A lot of players fouled out and so forth, but they did lose the player of the year last year in the conference in Savannah Wheeler, but they returned 3 starters back.
Yeah, it's rare to see that many players return, really, for both of these programs. It's a sign that it's a great program. Where else can you go that could be better?
That's correct.
Chatfield gets the cut, ball fake, and a drive. Kick back out for the 3. West hit 1 earlier, hit that 2. This time it's another 2. We got to get her behind the line over there.
That's a good, nice pass by the freshman, too. Kadur and Carly Rose West playing well. 9-point game.
And she's had 6 points. 2 of those have been right on that 3-point line over in the left corner. We'll get a foul.
It's going to be on Carly Rose West, trying to prevent Boulder-Rava from getting across the lane. Just kind of hook and hold that time. Just giving up a lot of inches. I do think that was the correct call right there. Got her preventing her from going across the lane.
70% free throw shooter is Boulder-Rava. Her first trip today, give her 7 points.
And that's the other benefit of having a good post player, the ability to knock down free throws. The 2 really, really nice post players in the conference, and Bella Smuda from Liberty, 6'6".
Yeah.
And Boulder-Rava are 2 big-time players.
11-point advantage for the Blue Raiders. West, who's coming off the bench, has been instant offense. 8 quick points.
Have a game. It's her career high. Her career high was 7 against Kentucky Wesleyan, a Division II team.
9-point lead for the Blue Raiders. WKU hoping to get a stop, inch closer before halftime. They are right in this game, despite the slow start. And a steal on a great denied defense. But it's going to go back to the Blue Raiders with 11 on the timer.
Yeah, that was Carly Rose West on that one, too.
Did a great job playing over the top. Got the deny, got the deflection out. Chatfield couldn't save it. And it'll be Blakely to inbound. They run nice sets off their inbounds. They've got some buckets earlier. Scott will get it back to Gregory. Scott then will flash out to that 3-point line and will turn it over. Big turnover. So a 9-point game, 101. Western trying to cut into this lead.
I think WKU would be quite satisfied to go in at halftime under 10. They got a shot right now to cut it to 7 or possibly 6.
Low scoring defensive battle between these two teams so far. West on the bounce. Hayes will come take it from her. A deep three for Acacia.
Wow.
Hit it
Whoa.
right on cue. Big shot for Hayes.
That was probably 3 feet past the three-point line. Now the lead's down to 6.
Certainly knows she can heat up in a hurry. Gilvin on a reach in near steal, tips it right over to the coach, but he's not eligible today.
No, but that's Josie Gilvin, though. She is one heck of a defender. If WKU can get a stop and then get the last possession of the half, I don't think you can ask for anything more.
Now they'll reset it. It's Davis and Gregory, two good shooters on the perimeter. Scott's been the hot player. Lob it underneath. Boulder-Rava will catch it, leave it short, get her own rebound, put it up, and gets fouled.
That was great hustle that time. Chatfield actually got a part of that the first time, but then Boulder-Rava just got her 12th rebound, I believe, of the half, and is going to be able to finish it right here. That was tough luck for WKU. They defended that pretty well. Watch, Chatfield made a nice play, but I think it's going to be on Kadur, and that's the correct call.
That double whammy, that offensive rebound, stick back, and the foul. You almost wish she'd have made the first attempt if you're WKU. Here's a three off the mark. Won't go. 7 seconds to go on the miss by Kadur. Middle's got to go in a hurry. Scott knows it, swings it. They close out on the shooter, and they will turn it over. Trying to get it over to Davis for a three, and she could not get it off. 0.2 to go for WKU. That'll do it for the first half of play. Western Kentucky hanging around, though, after the slow start.
Yeah, thanks to the bench play in particular. Crowley Rose West was tremendous the first half for WKU, but Boulder-Rava and Scott, two big-time performances in the first half. Boulder-Rava almost has, maybe, does she have a double-double at halftime?
I think she does. We're going to head to a break. We'll have all the numbers coming up for you at halftime. Stay with us. Best rivalry of Conference USA continues on ESPN+.
Especially with Boulder-Rava on the inside.
So the Lady Toppers with the basketball. Let's see what they can come up with here on this first possession. Hayes started to heat up with that big three right there at the end of the half. Swing it quickly. Salary. Let's see if she can get going. Talegdi didn't play much due to foul trouble. Misses that three. Offensive rebound. It's banged off the Blue Raider player. Great hustle over there by Destiny Salary.
And that was a great offensive set that time. Good ball movement at WKU. You know, one thing you can't control if the ball goes in, but you can control your ball movement and taking a good shot. And that was a good shot by Talegdi and great hustle by Salary.
Need to inbound it down at the baseline. Swing it back out to Legdy on the bounce. Now here's Gilvin. She'll dial up the three. Got it.
Good possession that time for WKU. Give that assist to Talegdi. I thought she may just shoot it, but boy, that's a nice look by Gilvin. She shoots close to 35% for the year from three.
Her 19th make from downtown this year. Makes it a 6-point ball game. Now Scott on the clear out. She goes right down the lane. And the foul call.
And the thing about it, too, is WKU is probably need to do a little bit better job of hedging on that screen, because once she gets her momentum going, boy, she is really tough, and that's the correct call on Hayes that time. Nice little Euro step in the lane as well.
So Scott back to the stripe, has ran hot and cold, hit her first four. Now she's missed 3 in a row. She averages about 4.5 free throw attempts per game, so she can get to that free throw stripe, as we've seen today, off a great job off the bounce. But she has gone cold from the stripe, has missed 4 in a row.
Yeah, a little flat on the free throw.
Now Meade will bark out the signals in this 6-point game. Let's see who can get hot for the Lady Tops. Hayes going to go to work. Oh, a little hesitation in the finish.
That's the old Steve Nash dribble that time. That was a great move. A little hesitation and a nice finish that time by Hayes, and a nice little 5-0 run to start the half by WKU.
It's 9 for Hayes. That lead down to 4. Into the right block, inside out with it. Back to Scott. Shot clock hits single digits, and Boulder-Rava breaks wide open underneath.
Just great offense that time. great patience by MTSU till they got the right shot.
That was the key there. You said it, patience. Here's a three. Gilvin missed this one too strong. Fight for the rebound, and it'll be Gregory for MTSU.
Well, Gregory and Meade have played a ton of games against each other, both 4-year starters. Gregory has started every game of her career, and Meade has started every game but 2.
MTSU running that dribble handoff up high. Normally they can get Scott going downhill. We're going to stay here on a foul.
As Al McGuire used to say, that's a little ticky-tack.
As they get the call out on the perimeter.
WKU just went big that time with bringing Carly Rose West in for Hayes. So really 3 forwards on the floor for WKU.
Enrique didn't get to play much in that first half due to the foul troubles. Picked up those 3 quickly. Now Gregory. Scott, 8 on the timer. Looks up, sees it, swings it cross court. Good ball movement. Gregory's long 3 off the mark. Tipped out though. Salary got just a hand on it, and MTSU will keep it.
Yeah, in fairness to WKU, that was not an easy rebound, because normally when Gregory shoots it, it's a fairly routine rebound, but that came off like it was a brick that time.
Now the inbounds for the Blue Raiders. They get that 20 reset on that shot clock. 7:30 to go. We're in the third quarter. Meade and Blakely trying to post. Bolareva, ball deflected, and a steal. Coming up with it is West after Gilvin got a fingertip on it. Here's Salary on the attack. Drive, step back. Now to Telegdi. Waiting on West to get into the front court to run their half-court set. Meade gets the screen into the paint. Her floater rolls off, rebounded Enrique.
It's good luck. That's a nice shot that time in the lane, just missed it.
Now Blakely will retreat. Lost it for a moment. They're going to get the reach in on Gilvin. She can't believe it. Coach Collins can't believe it. We've had a couple of ticky-tack calls here in the second half.
Yeah, that looked real clean from my first instincts. Yep, that was clean right there. That was a play on. There was a bump, but both teams going after on a loose ball. And Coach Collins, I think that timeout, 32nd, was
Coach
mainly.
Collins will get that timeout. Looks like we're going to go to a break as well. 36-30. Western cutting into that halftime lead here. Well, timeout taken by WKU. They are off to a 5-2 start to cut into this lead here in this third quarter. And they've been very active defensively. Normally, the great defensive players providing some offense.
Yeah, that's the 3 that time by Gilvin off the assist from Telegdi. And she's also got 2 or 3 steals. And right here is the deflection that led to 1 turnover for Middle Tennessee. And that's what makes Gilvin such a good player. She's just long, athletic, and just makes a lot of plays. And I think Coach Collins called that timeout and spent probably a minute and a half talking to one of the referees, Carla Fontaine, that time.
Well, 3 fouls to none in this third quarter. WKU as they play their zone. Enrique will swing it for Blakely. She'll try the 3 off the right wing. Had all day to dial it up. Missed it. A big time collision underneath.
3 WKU players down and 1 middle.
Back out for Scott, left open for the 3. Shot the jumper flat, rebound kicks out to Meade. Meade on the attack to Salary. Let's see if Destiny can get it going. She'll pull up from 15, got it.
Yeah, that's her game. About 15 foot and in off the bounce. But that play under the basket kind of looked like probably some of the NFL football games that are going on today.
I think so. Everybody went down. 4-point game. We near the 6-minute mark in this third quarter. Can WKU get another stop? They are very active defensively. Bolareva draws a crowd, missed it, tipped up, and it's going to stay with the blue-clad Blue Raiders.
Good hustle again. Both teams just going at it at that time. And right here is the good challenge that time by Salary and Gilvin, and out of bounds on WKU.
Under 6 to go in the third. Here's the shooter from 3. Fired it too long. That was Gregory. And WKU on the attack. Again, a chance to cut into this 4-point game. Trying to snap a 5-game losing streak to their rivals who have beaten them 9 of the last 10. And Salary gets a screen from West. 8 points in that first half. Is she still hot? She is. Hits another 2. 10 points for Collie Rose West.
5 for 5. Did not miss a shot. And playing hard on the inside too, trying to defend in the middle of that zone.
And I see the WKU team talking defensively. They've cut it to 2. Can they get a stop? Maybe get their first lead. Here's Scott at the foul line. Cut off. 9 on the timer. Enrique will give it up to Blakely. Right back to Enrique. Swings it. Scott off the bounce will go. Count it. And she's fouled. So elusive off the bounce.
Yeah, sometimes players just make plays. It's not anything that you're doing wrong defensively. Sometimes it's just a heck of a play. And right here, get into the lane, fake the pass to Bodareva, drew the foul on Carlie Rose West. So Scott has missed her last 4 free throws though. 5 in a row. That's incredible. I think you're shooting a little flat to me.
14-point game. That is their only error in this game. Blocking foul call on Enrique. That's going to be a big one. What a collision. That'll be number 4 on her. Salary banged into her, tried to beat her to that baseline. Official said she did not get there.
I think both teams, both players a little shaken up. Salary and also Enrique.
And that'll lead us to the media break. We've got a good one. Glad you're with us. MTSU and Western Kentucky locked up here in Conference USA.
Whoa. Before you do that, where's your gas line?
Elena Enrique has not fouled out in a game this year, but picked up that 4th foul just as we went to the media break, trying to cut off that baseline, and was called.
And look at that play.
Yeah, that was London Bridges. We all fall down. The game you played as a kid, everybody hit the deck.
3 WKU and Vic Bodareva for Middle Tennessee. That just tells you how much both these teams are just getting after it. And it's rebounding has been emphasized by both coaches, both teams, and that's just how physical this game is.
So in this 4-point game, So has checked back in for WKU out of this timeout. Kadur out there as well. To go with 3 starters. 5 on the timer for Meade into the paint. Dumps it off. Put up and in by So.
A great pass that time by Lexi Meade. Closest that WKU has been and forever. They were behind 8-0 to start the game, and here's a steal by Gilvin.
Josie's going to come up with it. Goes under, had it knocked away, but a foul on the reach in by Gregory. Picks up foul number 3. And Josie Gilvin a chance to go to the stripe and tie the game up for the first time this afternoon.
I think if you ask Coach Collins, would you take, and right here is the foul, probably a pretty good foul that time by Gregory, even though it is her 3rd. It saved an easy 2 shots. But I think if you ask Coach Collins before the game, would you take 38-36 with 4 minutes left in the 3rd quarter? I think he'd probably say yes.
That's what he says to that steal and free throw by Gilvin to cut it to 1. She's got a 4-point quarter going, 6-point ball game. Hit the big 3 a moment ago, but very active, getting deflections, and she ties the game up with the 2 free throws. Deadlocked at 38, first tie today. After being down by 14 early in this game, the Lady Toppers have come all the way back as we hit the 4-minute mark in this 3rd quarter. Jada Harrison out there with the basketball here. Swings it back to Scott. She wants to go off the bounce where she has been lethal.
Boy, give her 16 on the day so far.
Bench players, Kadur out there giving Coach Collins quality minutes. Long 3 missed by Gilvin. And there's going to be a reach in on that rebound attempt, and Kadur will pick it up.
Yeah, that's not the type of foul that you want. A reach in 80-some feet away from the basket. Plus it gets 2 free throws to Scott. That's just a freshman mistake right here. where Scott is struggling from the line, missed 5 straight, which is incredible, and she shoots 70% for the year. I just think she needs a tad bit more arch on the ball.
Yeah, that one was much better. Got the lift she needed. That was a 15th foul already on WKU, so they will be in the bonus the remaining 3:40 of this quarter. Will the Blue Raiders, and Scott gets them both to go. Friendly bounce that time. And once tied, they build it back up to a 4-point advantage. So to Salary. Back to Meade, always looking, trying to see if someone can spring open. Sets up the 3, left side, off the mark, missed by Kadur. Offensive rebound, Gilvin misses. So had a hand on it, and we get the tie up. Mariama So, the senior transfer from UTEP, locked up in there with Jada Harrison. And a possession arrow will go over to MTSU. Does this game mean something or what?
I believe it does. And again, a great hustle that time by both teams. These are 2 difficult defenders WKU has up here, and there's nobody better in the conference than Meade and Gilvin in terms of causing havoc.
They have been on each other's heels this year, trying to see who can lead the team in steals. Gilvin set the single game mark in the last home game.
At 11.
3-minute mark into Boulder Rava. She draws a crowd, means somebody's open from 3-point land. Blakely's going to go right down the baseline, missed it, and a rebound controlled by WKU. Down 4, under 3 to go in the third, and Meade flies down the court with her head up, looking for somebody to break open. Coach Collins got to be pleased. He's getting some solid minutes here out of his bench today.
Absolutely.
Salary trying to cut backdoor. So long three,
she can make that.
Hit it.
Yeah, she shoots 40% from 3. 47. She's now 8 of 16. We'll give her 50% for the year. That's what she does well. Shoots the 3.
Yeah, makes her 8 right over the long arm of 6'7" Boulder Rava. 1-point game. 2:15 to go in the third. Straightaway 3, Meade on a late closeout, bothered the attempt from Harrison, and now WKU, who tied the game up earlier for the first time, they have a chance to take their first lead. So with it up top where she just hit a 3. Now to Meade. Salary wants to post up at that right block. Meade a stop and go. They back away, and she buries
Great
the free throw line jumper, and WKU has their first lead.
Yeah, great patience by Meade that forces a timeout by MTSU. What a run WKU is on right now.
First timeout called by Rick Insel and the Blue Raiders. WKU, they were on the ropes in the first half, down by 14. They were staggered, but they got up, and now they take their first lead of the game, and it has been a total team effort by the Lady Toppers today.
You're right. When we talk about team, the starters and the bench play, led by Carly Rose West, has just been tremendous, and just a great performance. I don't know how many timeouts that Coach Insel has called in the conference in the last year or so, but that one was a forced timeout right there. And right there is the 3 from So, and that's what she does. She's a better outside shooter than she is inside shooter. And right there is good patience that time by Meade, and that forces the timeout by Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, you can't back off Alexis. She is the team's leading scorer at 14. I know she's the distributor, always looking to give it up, but that time MTSU just backed off and just gave her the free throw line jumper. She buried it. WKU with the lead. We'll see if the Blue Raiders counter back out of their timeout as they trail for the first time today. They've won 13 straight road games in Conference USA. That's in jeopardy in this one today. Staying with Harrison on the floor. Both teams have got some foul difficulty to play through in this one. Down to 8 on the timer. Blakely with it. Off the bounce against Meade. Swings it back for Scott. Tamia into the paint. Off the glass. Left it way short. No rim. And we get a reset. The ball tipped out.
It's either going to be on Meade or So.
Let's see, the officials are all looking at one another.
It's going to be on Meade, and again another offensive rebound. And I'm not for sure if it wasn't more on So than Meade, but anyway, Meade got it. That's 3 fouls on Meade.
She joins Hayes with 3. Guess who back at the stripe? Scott thought she had solved it by hitting 2 a moment ago, but she's back to missing again.
Got 18 points, but could easily have about 25 right now if she can make her free throws.
She splits a pair here. Ties us up at 43. Thought about that 3, Kadur. Meade directs traffic. We hit the 1-minute mark in the 3rd quarter, and a good one here today in Conference USA. Gilvin dials up her 3 off the mark. Nice job on the closeout by Scott to bother it. He rushed her. She rushed her just a bit. Here's Blakely. Out of Gregory. Deadlocked at 43. Now Boulder-Rava moved her out of the paint. Out of Blakely. Here's where Scott only will screen and come get it. Late in the timer, they don't have much time. Boulder-Rava at the right block. Missed it. Rebounded. Pulled down inside by So.
Well, she got it in a great spot, but just didn't come off her hand very well at all that time. WKU needs to go for the 1 shot. Like to shoot with about 5 seconds on the clock, where if you miss, you get an offensive rebound.
So hit a 3 from that spot a moment ago. Now to Salaries. Really good off the bounce. Gregory got over there. Now she drives, hangs off the window. Got it with 2 on the clock. MTSU will not get it off in time. And we've come to the end of 3 quarters of play. And the Lady Toppers have come all the way back to take a 45-43 lead as we head into the final 10 minutes in this one. We've got a good one today in Conference USA. These 2 rivals ready to go right down to the wire in this one. Lady Tops at MTSU on ESPN+. We welcome you back inside Diddle Arena here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. A 33-game conference winning streak is on the line for Middle Tennessee as Western Kentucky has roared back. Down 14 of the first half. They've come back to take the lead here as we head to the 4th.
Yeah, and that was the drive by Destiny Salary. She played big right there, and right there is the drive to end the quarter. 20-9 quarter for victory for WKU, and the benefit of scoring at the end of the quarter is you get the ball to start the fourth as well.
WKU shoots 53%. In that third quarter, we get a foul out front, the first on Blakely.
Boy, those are two good point guards just going at each other.
Every foul critical and important to see how quickly you maybe could get into the bonus, and an easy call to make for the official. Enrique's checked back in, playing with the 4 fouls. This is the starters for MTSU. Talegdi's 3 around the rim and out, and a rebound is going to go off Gregory. It'll stay with WKU.
Yeah, both teams' 5 starters are on the floor right now.
Again, the foul trouble. Enrique with 4. Meade, Hayes, Talegdi, each with 3 for WKU.
And Gregory with 3.
Right, Gregory's got her. Picked up that third a moment ago as well. Gilvin, Josie will bounce it into the paint. Salary wants to go one-on-one. Some help though in the back. Back out for Gilvin's 3. Missed it, tipped up, and Boulder Raven just tried to tip it to herself. It's off Talegdi, and she thought it was last off Anastasia.
Yeah, that was a good look too by Gilvin. Just missed it right there, but that was a solid look from 3. We'll see right here on the rebound.
Boy, wouldn't it be fun to be 6'7", just tip it to yourself multiple times until you can get both hands on it. Boulder Raven on the high side, lays it up and in.
You got to get around her when she gets the ball that deep on the block, gets set. You can't play behind her on the high side, it's too easy.
Tied back up at 45. After WKU got their first couple of leads late in this third. Talegdi will face up, 16-footer, too strong with it. No red underneath, it was all blue for the rebound.
No, but another good look. You want Talegdi to take that shot.
Again, the weave out high, and see if they can get Scott going downhill. Boulder Raven trying to get in front. We got quite the battle in the paint. Scott will drive, miss the shot, and ripped down by Gilvin. Up ahead to Salary in transition. Go the Lady Toppers. Tried to hit Gilvin, she fumbled it, took her eyes off of it. And Blakely against Meade, she'll hold up. Now into Enrique, nearly poke free. Enrique's going to go to work in the paint, throw it up, get the foul on Josie Gilvin.
Yeah, it was good patience that time by Middle. They got to steal, and I thought, Blakely made a good decision that time and not forcing it and waited for the trailer right there, Enrique. Enrique's left-handed, but that time she used her right hand. She's got a beautiful stroke from the line. She was the player. She was the defensive player of the year 2 years ago when she was at UTEP.
First point of the game. Been plagued by the foul trouble, out there with 4 now. She played 3 years at UTEP, 1 year at Texas Tech, and she's at her 3rd school and a starter this year for Rick Insel.
She is from Finland.
And right on cue, both free throws. Blue Raiders back in front by 2. We near the 8-minute mark in this ball game. What a crucial big game in the conference today. Talegdi looking for the cutters. Meade slipped in the back door, and in the land of giants laid it in.
Yeah, that was a nice left-hand bounce pass too by Talegdi.
That's 7 for Meade. Ball poked out by Gilvin, always getting deflections, disrupting the offense. Now Scott, here's their play on the crossovers. Drives the reach in by Meade. Very tough to contain. And Alexis gets number 4.
That's a big, big foul. That's 4 on Alexi Meade. We'll see what Coach Collins is going to do. And it was the correct call, right across the arm. I think they're going to bring Chatfield in. And Chatfield has played. I thought she played solid minutes in the first half. And she plays differently. She doesn't put the defensive pressure that Meade does, but she's a really good shooter and she's smart on the floor as well.
Scott tried to start another free throw streak as she's hit 2 in a row now. Buried them both. Back and forth we go. MTSU back in front by 2. Gilvin still on the bounce, going against Enrique with 4 fouls. Nearly traveled. Salary with the step. All the way through, sets up Talegdi. Got it blocked by Boulder Raven.
That's why she's 3rd in the nation.
Now Blakely. Let's see if they run their normal set. Instead, they're going to go with the pick and pop for Enrique. Ball deflected. Boldareva will recover. Enrique misses a layup. Another rebound, offensive board. Now Scott looking to drive today with a lot of success.
Well, she is wearing WKU out, and it's almost all on the drive. Hardly any jump shots right now by Scott.
Back to a 4-point advantage by the Blue Raiders. Into the paint, Salary. A lot of contact, no call. Gilvin's three, good from the right corner.
Inside out that time. Give that assist to Salary. I don't think any team's going away.
Back to a 1-point game. 6:30 to play from Diddle Arena. Into Boldareva. Here comes the double. Two-man game. Boldareva trying to slip down that baseline. They put it on the floor and they take it away from her. Chatfield up the floor. Hayes with a layup. It's good.
Just a blow by that time by Hayes.
That's 11 for Acacia. Lady Tops back in front by 1. Well, the fans have been treated to a great one today. Into Boldareva. Got the open look at the right block, the perfect seal, and laid it in.
Yeah, you got to force them to throw over the top if you can.
Gilvin, 18-footer, knocked down over Enrique.
And right now the game is at WKU's pace.
Back in front go the Lady Tops, 54-53, 5:40 to go. Gilvin gets the steal. Chatfield the trailer, and she will wait for, swing it for Hayes. She puts on the burners, lays it up and in.
Another great blow by Hayes, and give that assist to Chatfield. What a run WKU is on.
Biggest lead for WKU at 3. Chance of defense. Another good crowd that's on hand today for both teams. Enrique picks it up. 9 on the timer. Boldareva's moved off the block. It's tipped out. The officials look at one another.
I think it ended up being the right call. But Josie Gilvin, what a game she's playing, in particular this half. Between steals and just deflections, she's probably got close to 10.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Nice job defending underneath. Had to throw it out high. Here's Tamia. What a game. Her step through might have walked and nearly got it to go.
Great defense by Gilvin.
That almost rolled in. It rolled off. And WKU with a 3-point lead in the ball. Under 5 to go. Salary. She'll swing it. Gilvin. Back to Salary. Talegdi. Down to 9 on the timer. She will back in Boldareva, trying to face up. Pass deflected off Chatfield. Fight for that loose ball. Diving for it. It'll go to WKU, but just 3 seconds
Super.
On the shot clock.
Great hustle that time by both players.
Who wants it more? It's a cliche, but these two teams are fighting to try to get the win in this rivalry game. 4:28 is all that remains. WKU clings to a 3-point lead. Come back for the fantastic finish right after this. 3-point lead, Western Kentucky. Boulder-Rava, the Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year last season, has a double-double, her 19th career double-double today, 17 and 14 and 4 blocks.
Has a nice seal that time, and right here's the three off a great pass from Salary. And Gilvin's already got 12 points, 5 steals, no telling how many deflections.
Only 3 on the shot clock. Hayes will have to launch the deep 3. She gets some rim, missed it, and the rebound pulled down by Enrique.
Yeah, about all you can do with 3 seconds, just get a shot.
3-point game is Gregory on the bounce. Picked up by Gilvin, and Gilvin gets a piece of it on the kick. Shot clock will stay at 20 with 4:13 to go.
Savannah Davis checking in for middle.
Davis, you can't leave her open. She hit a big 3 in the second quarter. She'll get it to Scott, trying to keep her out of the paint off the bounce. Down to 9 seconds on the timer. Cross court swing it. Here's Scott. Here's where she has been so good. Pass deflected and stolen. Hayes got a piece of it. Chatfield up ahead. Salary goes in to get Scott and got the shot blocked. Destiny will clear it back out to leg D, and WKU's Hayes will try a deep 3. Off the mark and rebounded by Boulder-Rava.
What a big time block that time by Scott. Off Salary, who's a heck of a leaper as well. That's a double dribble.
Yeah, it's called. Davis out there at crunch time. The freshman turns it over.
Yeah, that was the correct call. You don't see these very often at all. That was a double dribble. You almost don't expect to see it, and one official did see it. That's a correct call.
Yeah, the official across the floor in front of the MTSU bench saw it, made the call. So Davis a big turnover, 56-53 now with 3:35 to go. 3-point WKU lead. As we look at the fouls in this quarter, just 2 so far for WKU, 1 for Middle Tennessee. Timeout-wise, we're dead even. Each team with 2 timeouts to work with, and I got a feeling we're going to be several of those called as we go down the stretch.
Yeah, I thought 55 was a number that WKU had to get to. Last year they only scored 41 and 48 against Middle and got blown out both times. I thought they had to get to 55. They're at 56 right now, and 3:35 to go. WKU up 3.
Blue Raiders 12-5 this year. They are 0-5 when their opponent scores 60 points or more. WKU at 56 with the ball after getting that turnover. Salary gets a screen, swings it back out. Gilvin's 3. Good!
Bam. Another big 3. That's 3 threes for Gilvin. Another assist by Salary.
And that is the biggest lead of the ball game for the Lady Toppers. Up by 6. We near the 3-minute mark. Coach Hensel staying with Davis, the freshman. Scott picked up her dribble against the zone. Gregory's got it in the right corner. Swings it for Enrique. Has to go high to pull it down. Shot clock now hits single digits. Under 3 to play. Boulder-Rava, that's her spot. Put it up. Missed it. Tipped up and Gilvin's got it. Finally a stop for the Lady Toppers.
Yeah, can't get a better look than that.
Chatfield will point at the chin to call the play call. They're going to run their dribble handoff. Now Chatfield with Telegdi. Driving. Hayes got it blocked. Enrique comes over with the 4 fouls. Got the block.
Yeah, great defensive effort that time by Enrique. Sure layup that time by Hayes.
Down middle. They need a bucket. Down 6. Biggest lead for WKU. Enrique swings it. Scott's going to put it on the bounce. Goes baseline. Hangs between 2 defenders and puts it in.
Tough
Are you
shot.
kidding me?
25. Her and Boulder-Rava has 50. I'm sorry. Yeah, they have 52 of the 55. Is that right? 40. I'm sorry. 42.
4-point game. WKU with the ball. Under 2 to play. Chatfield bounces. Gilvin cuts. Right back to Chatfield's 3 is up. Round the rim and out. Heartbreak look for McKenzie.
Man, it went all the way down and came out.
Up the floor, Gregory. 4-point lead. WKU is down the stretch we go. We'll see if they can get it back over to Scott. Instead, Davis wants to make up for the turnover. She buries a 3.
Big shot for the freshman. 1-point game. What a game.
59-58. 1:20 to go. 33-game Conference USA winning streak on the line for the Blue Raiders. Gilvin on the bounce against Enrique. Throws it up and throws it in.
What a-
Bouldereva.
Over the 6'7" Bouldereva. What a shot by Gilvin.
Lead back to 3.
Both teams making plays at the end of the game, too.
Under 1 minute to go. Trying to snap their 5-game losing streak to their rivals. Bouldereva the catch. Great help. On the weak side, Salary knocks it away. WKU with the ball. 3-point lead. 45 seconds to play. Now to Hayes. Hayes guarded closely by Gregory. Telegde's got it straight away. Here's Gilvin. Salary wants to go on Scott. What a matchup here. 2 good one-on-one players. Salary back to Telegde. She's got a launch with 6 on the timer. Missed it. What a rebound.
Telegde.
Josie Gilvin went up high to pull down the rebound. It's all heart for the Lady Toppers today.
I don't know if a player can play any better than Gilvin this second half. Look at this rebound. She just goes up and gets it over Enrique. Great minutes by Chatfield as well.
Gregory got the foul, her 4th. Inbound to Telegde. Still at 1 possession game.
Middle has to foul.
Meade slipping in the backdoor. Salary. Got it bothered, stayed with it, put it in. Destiny Salary. It's a 5-point game with 13 seconds to go. And we have a timeout on the floor.
And what a set, too, that WKU ran off that. It looked like a back screen, perfect pass that time. And again, a little shot block. I think it was another block that time by Enrique, but Destiny Salary stayed with it. Right there is the pass. Again, yeah, there was a shot block by Enrique, but Salary stays with it. What a game.
What a finish. It did not look good early for the home team. Down 8-0 led to a Greg Collins timeout. Down 28-14 in that first half. And WKU comes all the way back as we see the game reset. WKU still with the 2 timeouts.
It's a big advantage in women's basketball, though, that you can advance it to half court, 13 seconds. Middle does not have to have a 3. You would like to have a 3, obviously down 5, but they need to score to get it within 2 or 3. A stop right here by WKU probably ices the game.
2 shooters on the floor. One's going to inbound it. Jalen Gregory Davis, the freshman, has hit a couple of 3s. She's down at that right block, or you get it to Scott and let her go off the bounce.
And WKU has 2 fouls to give if they want a foul. Make them reset.
Gregory gets it in. Here's Scott. She's going to go off the bounce. She's going to try straightaway 3. It bounced out. Fight for the rebound. Davis saved it back in, but saved it to Gilbert. Just 4 seconds to go.
It's a game.
Salary's going to run away. There's no call. That will do it.
What a win.
The streak is over. WKU, the Lady Toppers, 63, Middle Tennessee, 58. The 33-game Conference USA winning streak is over.
What a game, what a basketball game, and what a huge, huge win for WKU. Probably a bigger win for WKU than a loss by Middle Tennessee.